Now we can do another LSAT logic game. We're going to use prep test number 64. It was administered in October 2011. We're going to section 2, questions 13 through 18, because it's a beautiful day for a bicycle ride, but first we should inspect all of our bicycles. So on the first day of a 2-day study for a cycling magazine, 4 riders, Ronaldo, Seamus, Teresa, and Yuki. This is the nerd solution to cultural bias, is to give you names from around the world, so we'll just remember them by their alphabetical first letter. They're testing 4 bicycles, F, G, H, and J. Each rider will then test a different one of the bicycles on the second day. So we have 2 days. Each rider tests only 1 bicycle per day, and all 4 bicycles are tested each day. These are basically just simplifying conditions. The assignment of the riders to bicycles is subject to the following conditions. R cannot test F, Y cannot test J, and T must be one of the inspectors for H, but we don't know whether it's the first or the second day. The bicycle that Y tests on the first day must be tested by S on the second day, so we have to have this little YS box somewhere in our game. Which one of the following is a possible assignment of riders to bicycles with the riders for each bicycle listed in the order in which they test the bicycle? The nerds are nice people. They're going to give us a complete solution to the game because it's the right answer to the first question. We test out our conditions against the answers. R cannot test F. In an answer A, R is testing F, so that can't happen. Y cannot test J, but in answer D, Y is testing J, so that can't happen. Teresa must be one of the testers for H, and if you look at answer B, Y and S are testing H, so that can't happen. And then the bicycle that Y tests on the first day must be tested by S on the second day. And if we look at answer E, we have Y and T testing F. That can happen. So our right answer is answer C. It's nice to see what a right answer looks like. Let's write it out. Answer C has Y and then S. And then it has S, and then R, and then it has T, and then Y, and then it has R, and then T. So there's no Y here, there's no Y, R there, the YS is here, and T is doing H. It's nice to see that right answer. Question 14. If T tests G on the second day, look what happens. T on the second day, T on the first day, the YS can't go there, so the YS has to go there. Well, let's see what happens. If we put Y here, then it's not there, and then R has to be here, because it's got to do something on the second day. It has to do a different bicycle, so R is up here on the first day, and then S is up here on the first day. That fits all our conditions. T is doing H, Y and S is there, and there's no R here, no Y there. So everything must be true, so it's not surprising that the question says, which of the following must be true? Answer A, R tests H on the first day. That's not true. R tests J on the first day. That's not true. T tests H on the second day, no. T tests J on the first day, no. And Y tests H on the second day. There's our answer. Now notice all of that was forced, that was all deduced. But the first deduction we made was about Y doing H on the second day, and if we just stuck to that one idea, we could have skipped down to answer E very quickly. Question 15. Any of the following could be true except. So the right answer must be false. Well, what's A say? R test J on the first day. Well, it happened in our first sketch that the nerds gave us in the first answer, so I guess it could happen. R test J on the second day, and we just discovered that when we sketched out the second question. The nerds are nice people. They're teaching us things about the game. Answer C. S test H on the first day. It hasn't happened yet, but let's try it. We put S here, we put T there. It's nice to just keep Y and S there. It's simple. Y can't go there, Y could go there, R could go there, R could go there, T could go there. That's a possibility, so it could happen. Answer D. Y test H on the first day. Well, wait. Y on the first day means S on the second day. If they do it on H, then T can't do H. And so we could have found this very, very quickly because there are these two big rules banging into each other, and we can't have those two rules bang into each other. So Y could never do H on the first day because S would have to do the second day, and T wouldn't be inspecting H. So our answer is D. 16. Which of the following cannot be true? So they're basically asking us the same question they did on the last question. They're just using different words. R test G on the second day. It happened on our very first sketch the nerds gave us, so I guess it could happen. S test F on the first day. Well, let's see if we do S on the first day. We could put our Y, S here, and we can make things simple. We can put T, T, R, R, and then Y there. No Y, no R, and then our Y, S would be here. So that's a possibility. T test F on the second day. Look what happens. If we put T on the second day here, we put T on the first day here, we put Y and S here, then Y can't go here, so it has to go there. R can't go there, so it has to go there. And then we've got R on both days for the same bicycle. This can't happen. Notice how T is the one that has the conditions, and T is the one that gets us in trouble, so C cannot happen. 17. If T tests J on the first day, well, look at that. We had it right up here. T is testing J on the first day. It's good to be lazy. Which of the following could be true? Well, let's look at our sketch and see if it could be. R tests G on the second day. It didn't happen here. S tests H on the first day, and it did happen. So if it did happen, I guess it could happen. And since it could happen a couple of minutes ago, it could happen now. And so we stick to our old sketch, and we realize that B could be true. 18. Which of the following cannot be true? Both R and S test J. Well, it already happened on our second sketch, so I guess it could happen. Both R and T test J. R and T tested J on our first sketch, so I guess that could happen. R and Y test G, and that happened on at least our third sketch, so that could happen. Notice that was what we were looking at on our last sketch, which was earlier from our earlier sketch. They're the same situations that keep repeating yourself. Don't be surprised. Answer D. Both S and T test G. Look at what happens if we do that. If we put S and T, we have to put S here, put T there, put T there, put Y and S, so we have our little box. Then what? Well, if we don't put Y there, because it could never be there, we put Y there, and then R has the same thing for both days, so that could not happen. And notice how T caused trouble again, and it was a cannot answer. Answer D. Testing for the public. Nonprofit since 1985. Nobody makes things easier.